often wonder what it would be like to live in Paris. To be surrounded every day by architecture from the Middle Ages to the 21st century. To be amongst gardens, monuments, and palaces commissioned by kings and queens. To have museums and cathedrals dot every corner of town. And to stroll along the Seine, flanked by cafes and local artists, a river that plays narrator to the city and its past. A collection of stories immortalized by imposing bridges, some majestic and of triumph, others holding the promise of everlasting love. This all plays a colorful backdrop to Paris's greatest story, its ability to bring people of all cultures and backgrounds together over food, stories, and new experiences. And this was mine. It is time for breakfast. I'm on Avenue Victor Hugo in the 16th arrondissement and headed to Le Notre.
Ah, wow. Bonjour. Oui, tarte au citron. Et la prochaine?
This incredible shop makes the most beautiful and delicious bakery and desserts, each an intricate work of art from design to flavor. Rather than eat in the shop,
Au revoir, monsieur.
I decided to enjoy my sweets with a $1 million view. So I'm on my way to the 8th arrondissement, to one of the city's most iconic monuments, the Arc de Triomphe. Built in 1806 by the Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte, the Arc is situated in the center of 12 radiating avenues, like the axis on a wheel, honoring those who fought and died for France in the French Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars. Inscribed on its walls are the names of all French victories and generals, and beneath its vault lies the tomb of the unknown soldier from World War I.
So I thought it would be cool to try some of these patisseries at the Arc de Triomphe. And although it's a little touristy, if you come early in the morning, you can beat the crowds and actually get a nice spot at the Arc, staring down the Champs-Élysées and just taking, again, all of Paris in for what it is.
The best part of my breakfast at the Arc was sharing it.
Bonjour. You're welcome. Is it good? Do you want one? I'm giving you both the ones I really wanted, so I hope you like them. You're welcome. The best part of my morning so far, enjoying the patisserie at the Arc de Triomphe, is running to now Diane, who I think your eye was caught by how beautiful these desserts were, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So I said, would you like to try some? And
I said, of course.
I am so excited to share this with you because I just think Le Notre is really an interesting bakery. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh my God, it is.
Go ahead and taste it.
Oh,
Right?
wonderful.
Isn't that fantastic?
It is. It's absolutely wonderful.
The crust is really flaky.
And light.
Do you want to try any of these tarts? This is
Oh my God.
the raspberry framboise.
Just a tiny. Oh. Thank you.
You're welcome. Tell me, what do you think that,
They're wonderful.
right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Doesn't that taste like a Linzer cookie?
Yes.
Have you ever had
Yes.
that, like that,
Yes.
that kind of like dry buttery cookie and the little jam
Yes.
on top?
Now, are you a baker also?
So I actually am one of those that cooks and bakes.
Do you?
So I do. So
What did you study?
I learned from my mother and my grandmother. I come from a very European family. So I grew up, 6 years old, I was cooking chocolate over a double boiler for one of my
My God.
family's big
What
events.
nationality?
German and Italian.
Oh.
So
What part of Italy?
we're from the south, by Naples.
My family's near Brescia, near Milan.
Oh, really? I love
So I
Milan.
love it.
Oh, how cool. Well, Diane, thanks for stopping.
Thank
and
you for
Absolutely.
It's my pleasure.
And in Paris, we do this.
Merci bien.
Nice to meet you.
bientôt.
A bientôt.
It was at this moment over breakfast with Diane that I felt the magic of Paris in action. Two strangers brought together over food, sharing stories, a few laughs, and most importantly, a warm smile. Food and fashion are everything in Paris. And when it comes to pulling off Parisian chic, nobody does it better than Lafont Paris. Sporting my own pair of Lafont specs, I decided to check out their original boutique in Paris, opened back in 1923 on Rue Vignon in the heart of the 8th arrondissement.
I'd like to thank my sponsors, Lafont Paris, as well as doctors Mark and Brandy Marciano in West Palm Beach, Florida, at Marciano Family Optometrique. I'd also like to thank International Optique in Denver, Colorado on East Hamden, Bev and Kim Rouleau. I cannot thank you enough for exposing me to the very uniqueness of the brand Lafont. I don't know very much about the brand. All I know is from the frames that I have and the sunglasses you're going to see, they just scream unique.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Felix.
Guillaume, good to meet you.
I was greeted by Guillaume, who gave me the inside scoop on what makes Lafont eyewear so unique.
It's very comfortable, very resistant.
Family owned and operated for over 90 years, Lafont has been leading the way with cutting-edge designs and high-performance frames, taking the marriage of glasses and fashion to a whole new level. I then got a tour of the lab. In the old days, bending and adjusting frames was done using a blowtorch. So Guillaume took me back in time and turned up the heat to adjust my frames.
You can do a little more if you want.
Yes, yeah, yes. Merci.
Okay.
Merci.
Okay. It's comfortable?
It is very comfortable. Excellent.
I think too.
Excellent, thank you. These are great.
Yeah.
With each frame requiring over 200 steps to assemble, the quality and attention to detail is unparalleled. So with fashion on my mind and Lafont sunglasses in tow, I made my way to the 9th arrondissement, to Boulevard Haussmann, for a little shopping at Galeries Lafayette. Opened in 1912, this historic department store has over 70,000 square meters of shopping. That's over 17 acres. The architecture's Art Nouveau, with a majestic dome and panoramic view of the city from the rooftop.
We are at Fendi at Galeries Lafayette, and I am getting all Fendi'd out because I love to shop and I love taking you all with me because this is an experience we have to explore together.
It wasn't long after my arrival that I was greeted by Lukman at Fendi,
What would you call this?
I'll call this one a bed bag.
who helped make shopping exactly what it's supposed to be, an experience.
What are you doing now?
We are about to try some lovely pieces. Let's see how we try it.
Voila. Think
Think
Fendi.
Yeah.
And the bag is the peekaboo because when you have it clasped, then peekaboo
Peekaboo.
with the mouth. I love it. I love it.
Ready.
I'll take the watch.
Bingo.
Following the day's theme of food and fashion, and with a little less money in my wallet, I headed to the rooftop of Galeries Lafayette, to Le Cube Bar, for some charcuterie and a glass of rosé, and of course, a view. I love charcuterie, which in French basically means a meat platter. And this is served here mixed, so it also has cheese, or le fromage, as well as some olives. We have some crispy pan with the brie and the bee.
been here all afternoon.
After my afternoon of shopping, I headed to the Marais in the 3rd arrondissement to check out Paris's secret bar scene at the Little Red Door. And just as Alice followed the White Rabbit into the hole, I did the same, venturing through the Little Red Door into a world of craft cocktails and imagination. This not-so-secret bar came in at number 11 in the 2017 list of the world's best bars.
And so for the menu, how does the picture play into the drink?
This is the menu of universal values.
Upon entering, I was greeted by Emily, who didn't start by taking my drink order, rather by walking me through the menu of universal values. A colorful and imaginative journey through Little Red Door's cocktail list.
What you have is these big, beautiful illustrations. It's kind of our conception of each of the values.
Whether it's a personal story from one of the bartenders or an abstract value, the story is brought to life through illustration in the menu of universal values. And from there, the ingredients are determined to actually create the cocktail. And you can find the ingredients for each cocktail behind the little pop-up door in each illustration.
Wow, so for the strength, Star of Bombay Gin, Sorel Wine, Birch Water. This is a tongue twister. Bruichladdich?
Bruletti.
I was way off on that. Okay.
It's not the easiest in the world. It's a Scotch
Bruletti.
For my cocktail, I was instructed to leaf through the illustrations and select the one that visually spoke to me. I chose hedonism, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And while I wouldn't say that accurately describes my lifestyle, I will say the drink most certainly took me there.
All right, let's get in cocktail mode.
To make my cocktail, I stepped behind the bar with William.
First ingredient, we got something called the botanical wine.
Botanical wine, rye whiskey, apple, rose and green chili syrup, all made for an unforgettable drink and experience.
That is outstanding. Gorgeous. Oh, and it's getting better.
And it's getting better.
Français, santé.
Santé.
The flavor is really unique. I get the herbal, I get the sweet. It's very aromatic. Little Red Door taught me tonight that cocktails don't start with the ingredients, they start with the story. And that is magic. Cheers.
For my next stop, I headed to the 1st arrondissement, to Clover Grill, for some dinner. Although known for steaks and chops, I came for something a little more unique, the bone marrow. But as always, we start with some wine.
Okay, so this guy, Maxime Magnon, comes...
To pair with the bone marrow, my waiter Gaspard introduced me to producer Maxime Magnon from the Beaujolais area, between the regions of Burgundy and Rhône, an organic wine based on the Beaujolais maceration with 100% Carignan grapes.
Really interesting.
It's good, right?
Yes.
It's a full body wine, so you're gonna love it.
The wine was rich and fruity and perfect to enjoy with the bone marrow. And speaking of bones,
Holy smokes. Wow, look at that bone. This is really insane. This is the best presentation I have ever seen.
simply prepared over a charcoal grill with salt and pepper, served with a light green salad, pickled red onions, toasted bread, and a lemony tartar sauce. It was out of this world delicious. Bone marrow is a soft, fatty substance found in the cavities of bones, where the blood cells are produced.
I've often referred to bone marrow as having a bit of a fat consistency. That's what I think of it. But I have absolutely never had it prepared like this.
Now, if you're nervous about bone marrow, don't be, because we've been eating it since the beginning of time. Throughout history, many cultures have used bone marrow as an important source of food. It's actually believed humans were more scavengers than they were hunters in the early days, picking over the animal carcasses left by dominating predators like lions, cracking open the bones used for tools, and then finding this very useful food.
This is so good. It's rich and buttery and absolutely something that you have to try if you're in Paris at the Clover Grill. Excellent.
It's been an incredible day of food and fashion. From meeting new friends over sweet confections to embracing Parisian chic, reflecting on universal values that touch us all, awakening our senses through imaginative craft cocktails, blurring the lines of difference that keep us apart, and trying foods that remind us of our past.
Absolutely beautiful.
Under its mesmerizing canopy of lights, Paris has a unique and beautiful way of bringing us all together.